Welcome to week number 8, where we're talking about managed services. Managed services is something that not a lot of students that I've worked with have heard before, and I want to explore that option a little bit with you. And so managed services, by definition, right, when I Google it, because who doesn't Google anything, is really a means for a company to be able to kind of outsource a portion of their business so that maybe it's not something that they're a specialty in. So as an example, in larger buildings, you need to be able to offer a cafeteria or employee break room of some sort with food. And so a company like, maybe Facebook or Microsoft or Twitter, they don't actually serve food as part of what their normal business activities are. So they might not have that kind of knowledge and be able to outsource it to a third-party company that does that as a specialty. And so that's what we're going to be exploring this week. I did use the example of food and beverage because that's one of the more common areas that we see in managed services, but it could be a range of a couple of different things. Now, managed services is attractive to a lot of job seekers because it doesn't necessarily have this 24-hour feel to it like hotels or restaurants. And so that might be something that's appealing to people looking at kind of the hours and days that the offerings would be available. In addition, it allows for a potential job seeker to consider marrying kind of two hobbies. Maybe you love food and beverage, but you also love the outdoors. And so maybe finding a managed services environment where you're able to put both of those together and work in Yosemite, for example, might be very attractive. So we'll take a look a little bit at some of those options. So I have some links. So the first one that I'm showing is Aramark. So Aramark has been in the news recently because they were the provider of the concession stand workers at the Oakland A's Coliseum. And so they've actually been in the news in a little bit of a negative manner because, as everyone knows, the Oakland A's are moving. And so that has caused them to not be able to have the workers still available. And also I'll have an article in the book to be able to lead a discussion guide this week on it. So the next one I wanted to look at is Sodexo. Sodexo is a competitor of Aramark, and so we wanted to explore this as well with you. Another one that I'm familiar with is Centerplate. And Sodexo, it's not very uncommon for companies to be bought by other companies. And so Centerplate was bought by Sodexo, and it really became the name or division that would focus on convention centers. And next is Bon Appetit, and I wanted to actually use this one to kind of take a look at some of the job opportunities just so that you're aware. I'm going to go ahead and click as a new employee, and we can see a couple of different jobs here. So you can get a feel for where these are at, right? Some of them are colleges. Let's take a look at this one and see where it's located. It said San Jose. And so this is the Adobe account with sites in San Jose and San Francisco, and it's a hybrid schedule, it says. And you can see some of those responsibilities there. I also saw this wellness dietitian, and what caught my eye about this job listing is it actually says in the header, schedule Monday through Friday, no weekends. So as I said, a lot of times these are attractive jobs because it allows you to use hospitality in a different way with potentially a different schedule, outdoors. Think about all of the places where people might need to have managed services. We're thinking about schools. We're thinking about stadiums and ballparks. We're thinking about mega events like the Olympics and things like that. So I hope you enjoy this week kind of exploring this area of hospitality and managed services. And as a reminder, the mind map is still due in a couple of weeks, and you have another week for the food and beverage assignment. So I wish you a great week ahead, and please don't hesitate to let me know if you have any questions.